Are we actually going to have a round two of Biden versus Trump for 2024 elections? Sheesh! Although this is not confirmed yet, it looks like we're going for round two, guys. And, oh boy, this is going to be very interesting. I don't know how y'all American feel about that, but I'm going to have my popcorn ready again if this happens. But anyways, that's beside the point. I got curious to see what Tesla will look like if Trump wins the election or if Biden stays. I mean, Biden is straightforward because we already are in a Biden administration. We're already seeing what's happening. But what's going to happen if Trump takes over? And it's not hard to predict because we've already had a Trump administration for 4 years, 2017 to 2021. And during that time, the stock has rallied. I mean, that's when the stock rallied big time. So Trump was good for Tesla. But will it be good for Tesla this time around if he wins? That's what I'm curious to know. I did some research and I have all my thoughts here. Biden versus Trump, Trump versus Biden, however you guys want to see it. Let's get down to it. Smash that like button if you haven't already. I subscribe, man. Why haven't you subscribed yet, man? Come on. Let's go. Let's first start with Trump. What would happen if he won the 2024 elections and he becomes the next president of the United States? Will the stock plummet? Will it soar up? Will it stay neutral? What influence does Trump have on Tesla stock? Generally, as a broad market, not just for Tesla, Trump would be really good for business, but he's a businessman. He will think what is best for the country and he'll go based on that. That's why he cuts a lot of taxes. But I have a lot of points here on what Trump can do to the EVs, to Tesla, and all that kind of stuff. So let's get down to it. The first thing, he's been saying it all the time. It sounds like he is anti-EV, but realistically, he's not really anti-EV. He just doesn't want people to be forced to be driven an electric vehicle with all these incentives.
So use whatever you want, but have alternatives. If you want an electric car, if you want an electric stove or range.
So the first thing he will probably do, which he did in his first presidency, is remove the IRA Act or the EV credit for vehicles. Now, this is anticipated. Everyone is saying this, that the EV credit will get cut or at least scaled back, but not right away. This will take 1 year or 2 years for this to happen, especially if Democrats have the House and the Senate. So let's see what will happen then. But for sure, if Trump gets elected, he will 100% look ways to remove the EV credit. However, though, if he does that, that will hurt the legacy automakers because they can't produce a affordable EV without the EV credit. I mean, the idea of this EV credit was for legacy automakers. The reason why the Biden administration never invited Tesla for anything, never brought Elon to anything, never mentions Tesla. I mean, forcefully he did mention it once, but that's because he needed Tesla to open up his superchargers to everybody else, and everybody else has joined it because they kind of had to because there was no other choice. But mainly the EV credit was for the competition because they couldn't produce an affordable EV. So it was for them, not so much for Tesla, but Tesla said, I'll take it. It's free money. And in my opinion, if this is such a big deal, and it looks like it is because the future is EVs, and if this credit really helps Ford, GM, and all the other guys, that maybe Trump will look at this and go like, okay, maybe we have to keep the EV credit because the GMs, the legacy automakers, they kind of really need it because they can't produce as much or can't produce an affordable one. Maybe he'll keep it. He is pure business, pure capitalism. So let's see what happens. Now, the good thing is that if he really wants to scrap the EV credit, it'll probably take 1 or 2 years, maybe 3 years to get passed through the Senate, the House, however the system works in the United States. It can't just be just like that. So it's going to take a year or two. And if he does get reelected, that means he won't come into office until 2025. The compact car for Tesla won't be coming to market until, I would say, 2026. So by the time the EV credit gets cut, if it does get cut, Tesla will have a compact car and an affordable $25,000 vehicle, which the EV credit is not even needed at that time. So really, the biggest loser here is legacy automakers, unfortunately. But that's what I think that could probably happen. Yes, of course, I do think that if the EV credit does go away, it will impact Tesla just a little bit, but not so much. If the compact car is out, it's finished. It's pretty much done. I mean, a $25,000 Tesla. Are you really gonna pass that up? It's gonna be revolutionary. That's all I'm gonna say. So whether there's an EV credit or not, I don't think it'll impact Tesla that much. especially when the compact car is out. If it's still not out, the impact will be obviously a whole lot more, but it's not a necessity, it's not needed. However, though, if the compact car does come out and the EV credits are still there, then you can probably get the compact car for sub 20,000, which is just, it's game over if that's the case. But that's pretty much the big bulk when it comes to Trump becoming president, if he becomes president in 2025. It's the EV credit. But however, though, coming outside of this EV credit is that the good thing about Trump or the right side is that they don't care so much about the union compared to the Biden administration, how he's nothing but union. If you're not union, you're evil, that you're not going to come to any meetings, or even though you're the leader of, electric vehicles and clean energy, you're not going to come to a clean energy summit or an EV summit because you're not union. Trump is not like that. Whoever is a businessman, whether you're Microsoft, Google, the big boys, you're all going to come in my office. We're all going to sit around. We're going to see how we can make this country, how we can make you guys stronger and bigger and all that kind of stuff. Despite what the media says, how much he's not a fan of Elon, which I think he is a fan of Elon. I don't think he hates him or dislikes them. Both of these guys are competitive men. So obviously they'll go at each other's throat when they can. At the end of the day, they both will shake hands and they'll come up with a deal. In fact, I think in a Trump presidency, he will reach out to Elon and see what he can do to help out or vice versa. After all, if it wasn't for Tesla coming with their EV, the American automotive would have been completely owned with the Chinese. So so the fact that Tesla is still bringing up and keeping American automotive at the list of number one, or at least the top 3 in the world, I think that's really important for Trump. So I do think at the end of the day, with all the noise, with all the FUD, at the end they will sit down and come with a deal if Trump becomes president. I mean, I could be wrong, but I do see this happen. Now that's with Trump. If there's any other points that I missed or you think, comment down below. I want to know what you guys are thinking about. What would happen to Tesla if Trump gets reelected? Now let's talk about what will happen to Tesla if Biden gets reelected or his administration get elected. And honestly, I don't think there'll be much of a change to what it is now. I mean, the EV credit will continue. More Inflation Reduction Act or IRA incentives, so transitioning to EVs or electric vehicles will be much faster. And I think the hate on Elon from his administration will continue. No inviting Elon to the White House, no inviting Tesla or anything related to Tesla or Elon will be acknowledged. In fact, it'll be more intensified. The hate will be more intensified towards him. I think that's what will happen if Biden gets reelected. I can't think of anything else that Biden could do in his administration that he's not doing now than what he will do for another 4 years. Comment down below, what else may he do other than these 3 things that I just mentioned. EV credits continuing, more IRA incentives, and a faster pace to transition to sustainable energy, to EVs, and the hate on Elon intensifying. That's the only thing I can really think of. Maybe going to the Ford CEO and saying that he led instead of Mary led. But I don't know. That's what I think under Biden administration would do. It's very boring. I think with Trump, there's going to be more dynamics into it, more actions to it. But that's what I think. Comment down below. What do you guys think will happen if Biden wins again or gets reelected or Trump gets reelected? Now, again, we don't know if these two will be going head on, but the probability of it seems to be high. And although I am not American, we will see what will happen. All I know is that the American people will vote for what's best for their interest. As a Canadian, what my opinion is I think Trudeau has his time. That's all I'm going to say. But Pejjy, what's going to happen to Tesla stock if Biden gets reelected or if Trump gets elected? Will it go up? Will it go down? What will happen? Well, if I'm completely honest with you guys, it doesn't really matter. The thing is with Trump, if he gets elected and he does scrap the EV credit, Tesla's not screwed here. It's the legacy automakers that's screwed. The fact that Tesla's going to have a compact car coming out by the time the EV credit is gone and by the time we have interest rates going lower, I don't think this is bad for Tesla. This is going to be bad for legacy automakers. And hey, if Trump is willing to put out a hand and help out Elon with all the things that he's doing with Tesla, or just help Tesla in general, then maybe it'll be better in a Trump presidency compared to Biden, where it's just going to be what it is right now, helping the legacy automakers and all that kind of stuff, which is not a bad thing. I mean, we need other EV companies to come and take more market share from ICE vehicles because that's how we can get the full self-driving licensing and all that kind of stuff to transition to sustainable energy, which will benefit Tesla long term, because where they gotta go charge for supercharging? At a Tesla network. That is correct. So either way, whether it's Biden or Trump, I just don't see it. It doesn't really matter. If anything, it's all short-term stuff. And Tesla will thrive in both administrations. Like, it doesn't really matter as long as we continue doing these EVs and compact cars coming out and COGS per each vehicle keeps going lower and energy keeps growing and FSD keeps improving. It doesn't really matter which administration it's in. It's just how Tesla performs. That's what really matters, not Biden or Trump or any of these guys. It just matters what the Tesla is able to do, what they can generate, how many vehicles they're going to sell, what their energy revenue profit is going to be, their FSD, the bot. Again, not Trump. Now Biden has to do with Tesla. That's all I'm going to say. Long term, it's not going to matter. It's just not going to matter. But comment down below. I want to know what your thoughts is, and let's get a conversation going down in the comments below. What's your concern, whether it's Trump or Biden? What's keeping you up at night with Tesla, with these two guys? In my opinion, nothing is. I don't care about any of them. I mean, EV credit, it's just more money for Tesla. And if EV credit does get cut in within 2 or 3 years, you have the compact car, which we don't even need the EV credit whatsoever. So really, there's no concern there's no concern. It's just long-term, who cares? Because the fundamental of Tesla keeps getting stronger day by day, year by year. And by a year of 2030, Tesla stock and Tesla itself is going to be a whole different beast compared to what it is now. And you guys can check out this video on how many shares you need today to become a millionaire by 2030. If all these things happen, the bot, FSD, robotaxi, or how many shares you will need if these things don't happen. Check it out, you won't be disappointed. It's pretty darn interesting, and obviously not facts, do your own research, but it's worth checking out. Guys, get your I Bought the Dip t-shirt. I'm wearing one right now if y'all want to support me, and subscribe for more, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya!